All right, we should be live in a few. Okay, Anna.
I'm here.
Yeah, we good now.
Okay.
Yeah, we live now. So you were saying, you're on the line of asking me if, you should pull some of your money, like taking profits. So you can go ahead and talk and I'll answer that.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Do I need to introduce myself to everybody?
Go ahead, you could if you want to. You don't have to. You can just start talking. We know
Okay,
you by
perfect.
now.
All right, I'll keep talking. All right. So basically, I know everybody have noticed like in the last couple of weeks, crypto has been like fluctuating up and down. So I have like quite a few shares in it because I did invest quite a few. So now I'm actually made my money back and I actually have a profit. So what I was asking if you think I should just take the profit and leave my money there because I'm kind of scared like to leave my money and it go back down again and I'm losing money. So I don't know. I want to ask your opinion. What do you think I should do? Like, is this the best time to harvest the profits or just let it stay and ride?
All right, well, it depends on what it is. Whether it's a stock or a crypto, I can share my experience of what I do. Um, I usually just let it ride and don't take much profits. But lately, I've been opening up different accounts and using different accounts, like using one account to hold and one account to kind of like trade a little more often. So buy and sell, you know, not a day trader, but sometimes I may put in for a week, sometimes I may put in for 2 weeks. Um, my wife is online right now as well. Sometimes like for our wedding, what I did was I put, let's just say I put 500 in and I doubled that, based off of the fact that I needed, the funds, quicker. So sometimes I held it for a week or 2 weeks. For instance, I did that with Moderna and I did that with Pfizer stock, where when it went down, I bought it when it went down, and when it grew, I gained. So different stocks, you could do that, different cryptos, you could do that. So if I were you, I would just see the stocks and our cryptos that's moving the most, and you can obviously take profit in the ones that you feel like is growing. So that's what I do now, and I would suggest you do that. So what stocks you're talking about in crypto that you've been doing well in, that you feel like you need to take profits?
Well, like on Roblox, I've been doing good on Roblox, but it's not as lucrative right now as my Ethereum, which is crypto. Like, say for example, I originally started off with like $2,000 with crypto because I wanted to go all in, and then it went down for a little bit, so my money went down. So right now, I'm literally almost hitting $6,000 to be honest with you, and I'm like looking at it. I'm not gonna lie to you, Saban, and I'm like, should I take the profit? Because what I would do is I would take the profits and leave the $2,000 there and buy like in more shares and see if I could flip the money instead of just having it all there in one. You understand what I'm trying to say?
All right, yeah, I get what you're saying. Um, for instance, ETH. So you're saying you're doing very well with Ether,
Yes, I am.
Ethereum.
Yes.
All right, so you're doing very well with that because it's been growing. It went down a lot. So if you bought it when it went down a lot, you're obviously doing well with it now. Here's the thing that I'll share. what I'm looking at, what I'm envisioning. So one ether is almost $4,000 right now, coming from just say 1,700, because I believe it dropped in the range.
Yes, it did. Yeah, because I lost money, the original money I started with. So yeah, it did.
Okay, so you would almost double your money and some based off of how many coins you have. So if you have one
Right.
ETH, you would double whatever money. If you have two, so on and so on. For me, I have my goal set on having, let's say, 10 ETH. And what I'm doing is pretty much saving in it, because in my head, we're not spending in crypto right now. But in your head, you want to take your profits now. And in my head again, I'm looking to the future and saying the more ETH I have, the more profit, the more value I'm gonna gain from the number of ether that I'm gonna have. So that's what I'm looking at. So yes, you can take profits, and I would take profits, maybe in a different account. So let's just say, because that's what I'm doing. Let's say I have 3 ETH and I wanted a fourth, I would probably buy that fourth in a different account, especially early on. I had Ether early on. So for me, I'm making good profits from that right now, currently. So I could basically take profits very easy, much easier than you can. Where did you buy it at?
I bought mine off crypto.com.
No, meaning what price did you buy Ethereum?
Oh, I got Ethereum when it was 1,200.
Okay. And I started buying Ethereum when it was 200. By the time I finished putting money in, it averaged out to 600 and change. So,
Jesus.
and yeah. So for me, taking profits, in different accounts works for me. You know, for anyone who comes in later, they would need more ETH. See what I'm saying to you? You would need to
You're
stack
right.
it up.
Because what I was
Let's
thinking about doing, Savon, is like the profit that I have, I was actually going to throw it back in Ethereum to make more. Like the profit that I have, I would take that extra money and buy more, but in a different account. Well, basically, like what you were saying to do, because that's what I was
Mhm.
thinking about doing.
Yeah, I know Alan is big on that. You know, Alan definitely likes to take profits. So we're all different. We all have our different goals. For me, I'm working on that life-changing money. So I'm not really, and that's another way too that you can stack up your cash, is to consistently take profits as well. But for me, I want to stack up my coins, and I want to stack up my shares. So I take pride every day in buying more and more shares, because the more and more shares you have, then your stocks or your crypto can be life changing. So that's my goal.
I have a question though, in regards to not just crypto in stock. So I'm gonna ask you your personal opinion. Like, say for example, I have a stock and it's doing very well, very, very well. I know you said it before, but I just want a little bit more clarity because not everybody approach is different. So say for example, I started out with like 2 stocks and it's doing phenomenally well. And I decided to take whatever I made on it to invest and buy more of that stock. Would you recommend people doing that, or just let it sit there and just grow and grow? But what happens if it dies? You know, but at least you have accumulated a lot more stocks when it was up.
Again, each person is different. If me, I have stocks that don't really take dives, because I do the research and I watch them, and I've had stocks for, almost 2 years now. And I watch the ceiling and I watch the roof, meaning I watch to see, how high they've been, the high, and then I watch how low it's been, so I can kind of judge how much I'm going to lose in that stock. Let's use a crypto, for instance. Let's use one of the ones that I understand very well. Before Cardano started moving, it was like $1, and maybe dipped below $1, a few times, and then went to like $1.20, and it maintained those levels, you know, for at least a year. Let's call it a year, and it made little movements up to the upside quite a few times, but it never fell below, let's just say 95 cents. So I know if I put 1,000 in, I'm not going to lose much because I see how far it dips, because I watch it. So I buy stocks like that and cryptos like that. If I see that a crypto has a chance to really drop, like for instance, Dogecoin. Dogecoin dropped a lot from the 70 cents to the 19 cents it dropped. That's a big drop, but I have Dogecoin, but a lot of my other coins are not doing that. And a lot of my stocks definitely are not doing that. For instance, IDEX, I have that stock and bought it it averaged out at $1.99 per share. And IDEX went to $5 and change. And then it dropped down, and then it's been maintaining anywhere from 220 up towards $3 in that range. And all you want to do is buy more of that stock, and that's a win-win for me. So I tend to buy stocks like that. So I'm not sure, if the stocks that you're holding is taking too big of a dip. So that's a question for you.
Okay, I understand. I have one more question for you, Saban.
No,
So,
I'm asking before you ask, is the
mhm.
stocks that you're asking me about taking too big of a dip, like you're losing a lot?
To be honest, my stocks, I wouldn't say they're taking a really big dip, but they're very like, I wouldn't say I don't see like the forward movement is very stagnant. I gotta be honest. I understand it like it takes time and I do have patience, but there's
Mhm.
some of it like it does take time. So what I'm mainly focusing on, like I'm not even too much worried about my stocks. I'm just letting them sit there because I have about 10 of them. But I'm more really watching like cryptos because that's the next monetary system. So I'm watching the crypto and I'm saying like if the profit is doing this phenomenal, this well, I wasn't thinking about taking that profit and go buying something. I was actually thinking about flipping that money. So right now, currently, like I'm almost at 6 grand in with just one of my cryptos, and I have 5 of them. And I'm like, it's doing really well. So what if I take that profit, I throw it more into it, and I have double that profit on top of what I
Mhm.
have? So that's why I was asking you that question. So it's not like I'm trying to come out completely. I was trying to dive more into it, but I wanted to make a lot more money on top of what I'm making. So
Okay.
I have two holds in Ethereum that brought me to almost 6,000. But what if I can take that profit and put four and have four holds into Ethereum? I would actually double that money. So that's what I was asking you. Like if you think that was a good idea.
All right. Again, I like to share my experience because it works for me and everybody's different. But by me sharing my experience, you can decide because I've decided what I do based off of other people's experience as well. So to answer your question, basically what I do is this. You say, let's use Ethereum for instance, you're seeing the growth, you're thinking to sell certain things and go in on Ethereum. But here's what my thinking is. Let's just say I have 1,000 IDEX and IDEX isn't really moving. I'm not seeing it. It's just maintaining $2 to $2.50. There's no real growth, but I'm still holding my 1,000 shares. What you're saying is, being that this stock is not moving like that and I have patience, I'm going to sell 500 shares of IDEX and I'm going to buy into Ethereum. I'm against that. Again, that's me. You don't have to do what I do. I can share why I'm against that. Because what I do, I keep that share, those 1,000 shares, and I want to put more in the very stock that's not moving. Because I understand that one day you wake up and this very stock that you had no patience or your patience is running out, you're gonna be kicking yourself in the foot. And I like to, and I do good enough research to believe in it. So I leave it and I want to put more on it. Now, when it comes to Ethereum that is moving, I may say, okay, I have 1,000 shares of IDEX, and I really want to sell 500 shares and put it into Ethereum. And I say, you know what? Not gonna happen, because I'm not gonna wake up tomorrow and IDEX is gonna fly up as soon as I sell the 500 shares of it. So I'm not gonna do it. So what I do is I bust my butt and I say, you know what? I want to buy more of both. So if I have $500, I want to say another 100 shares on IDEX, and I take the other $400 and I put it in Ethereum. So that's just how I work, and it creates that diversity. So now I'm touching on all the stocks, even the ones that's not moving like that, because I'm a firm believer in what's happening is real. Cryptocurrency is real. So I'm all in and I'm trying to get that diversity. If I can have all my stocks be evenly matched, I'm going to do it, especially the best ones that I believe in. You know, I'll use an example of SANP. SANP is in TD Ameritrade. I have 336,000 shares of that. And if that thing move 1/10 of a penny, I make $400. 1/10. Yeah, so of course I want to put more on that, because that's crazy to make that type of money if it just moves a little bit. But you know what? Day traders be on it big time. So guess what? As much as you can make 400, you can, like, your money will drop. You will have 5,000 invested in it, and you blink and it's like, man, this thing ain't going nowhere, and it drops because of day traders. But then you buy more and all you're doing is averaging down, because now when it starts to go up, because you have so much of it, now you're like, oh my God, I love the fact that I'm patient, and I want to buy more and more and more of SANP, but I still buy BBKCF. So I'm getting everything up that I want. I don't want to miss out on no opportunity. So straight across the board, I have 2,000 shares, 3,000 shares, 5,000 shares, 10,000 shares. I'm just getting everything up, because for me, it's about life changing. I want my son and sons to be able to and my wife to be able to, like, understand what I did, what I sacrificed to change lives. So that's where I'm at. But again, you are you, Anna, and you want to say put it all in Ethereum or put a lot more in Ethereum, then you have to do that. You have to go with your feeling, but if you're asking me, from my opinion, I'm sharing my experience, and you have to base what you do off of how you feel. And if you listen to me and I make sense, then you try it. Nothing is set in stone. I try things that people tell me, and if it's not working for me, then I switch it up a little bit. So, if we're a team, and if you ask me, I would think that the best way to invest is to get in to what's life changing. So if cryptos are going to be life changing, don't get caught up on Ethereum. And why do I say that? I have Ethereum. I'm making pretty good profit on it. And guess what? I also have SANP. I also have uh Dogecoin. I have a lot. So if I put all in Ethereum and missed out on Dogecoin, that's basically what I'm saying. So I'm pretty much profiting all over the place, because I gave effort to all of them. It's like having 5 kids, you only paying attention to 3. I want to pay attention to all 5, especially if all 5 is meaningful to me. So that's basically how I treat it. I go after the stocks and crypto that I see is actually doing something, and I put into all of them, and the things that's not really doing anything, I don't really sell them.
Fair enough. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So, yep. Anybody else? Anybody else? Thank you for that, Anna. Yeah, that was good. That was good.
No problem, because I'm really watching the market. Like I'm just trying to dive in, Savon, and take advantage as much as I can of what I'm seeing, because the harvest is ripe and I'm like, I'm ready. I'm
Mhm.
just ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you for consistently being on, You're usually the first one on whenever we go live, so thank you for that.
Of course, because I don't want to miss anything, because it's a learning experience, just because, like I said, I didn't know anything about it. A friend introduced it to me, and then I met you, and I'm still learning. So I don't want to miss anything that could be beneficial to me, and especially to my son. So that's why I asked your opinion, because I was going to do it, but I said, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to ask Savon, because I know you've been doing this for quite some time. You have a lot more experience than I do. So, because remember what happened with Roblox? I mean, I did that and I regret it. So I wanted to make sure that history basically don't repeat itself. So
Hmm.
that's what I was asking you. But I'm not gonna lie to you, Savon. I am very tempted, because I like what I'm seeing. Not just with Ethereum. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not just Ethereum that's doing really good, but it's like kind of the main focus right now. I'm letting everything else just sit and mellow.
Well, Ethereum is a good one. I mean, you're on to something great, There's one thing that I recognize about Ethereum, and it's that Bitcoin has already taken off, and even if Bitcoin comes down where it went down to the 29, $1,000 range, Ethereum is still a best bet, and not saying don't invest in Bitcoin, but, Ethereum is moving better, you know, but you see, I got on my, oh, can't see it, but I got on my Bitcoin chain. I don't got on no Ethereum. Yeah.
Hold it up a little bit more. Is that a look at that? Oh
Mhm.
my God. That looks so good.
Thank you.
Watch
Thank
yourself,
you.
Savon. I know
Yeah,
where
I'm
you live.
watching. All right, I'm watching myself. It's okay. Can't get it. If you try to take it, you get shocked.
Oh God, yes. Oh
Uh-huh.
my God. Oh my God.
If you try to take my Bitcoin, you get ethered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, but if you watch how Ethereum is moving, it obviously tells you that you can make good profit from it, because these things basically move the same way. You can almost predict the movements of these coins and stocks as well, because if you look at Ethereum right now and it's trying to break through 4,000. I'm not sure if it done it yet and pull back. It might have, but it's trying to break that level and bounce through it, and it's going to do that. It's testing 4,000 and it's going to do that. What was at 4,000 last year, say April or February? It was Bitcoin. And Ethereum is right there right now. So when you look at Bitcoin being 50,000 right now, and it was 4,000, well, Ethereum is right there. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin dropped below 4,000 quite a few times and went where Ethereum is at right now. So the opportunity was there for people who wasn't paying attention, like myself too. I didn't buy into Bitcoin when it was 4,000. The opportunity was there, but I saw it a bunch of times while paying attention to stocks. So Ethereum presents that opportunity all over again. So you're on to something. So that's a win-win for you. So now for those people who pay attention when, like yourself, when Ethereum dropped to 1,700, that is a big drop from the 4,000 where it was before. and a lot of people will quit and worried that they lost their money and won't put no more in, or they'll pull out. But what you did was, when it fell down, you bought more. And if it goes to 10,000, you want to take your profits because you're seeing, the growth, and you don't want to give that growth back. So for you, Anna, you want to take your profits, which like I said, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. At least your investment has grown and you're getting something from it. So you can take your profits. But for me, I have so many different stocks and coins that I can take profits from, that I don't want to take profits from Ethereum just yet. We all have our goals, and my goal is, I want Ethereum to be of more value, possibly 20,000 before I start even thinking to sell anything, you know. But again, I can swing it somewhere else. I can have one good thing that I do. Let's just say something is under, and I learned that from Dogecoin. When I bought Dogecoin and Robinhood under a penny, I didn't understand it. But once I understood it, now I buy things under a penny in different platforms. So that means I can have 1,000 shares in Robinhood, and I can have 500 shares in Uphold, and I can have another 200 share in Coinbase, and the list goes on to where I'm using different platforms to buy the same coins. And if I need some money, to say buy a car, I can trade the Dogecoin that I have in Uphold, and that's basically how I'm doing it. And the Dogecoin that I have in Robinhood, I'm letting it ride. Wherever it goes, it goes, and that's how I'm kind of like doing it. So I am taking profits. And as a matter of fact, Alan, brought that more to my attention, where I said, you know what? He's right. You can take profits instead of like just having the one account and watching your, like Canon for me. Canon went to over 10,000 for me, and Canon now is, $2,000 for me. And again, I have Canon in my retirement account, not touching it. And then I have Canon in Robinhood. So I can take profits because I have it on two different platforms if I wanted to. But in my retirement account, I'm not taking no profit. That's my retirement account. You're going to get penalized as well.
Let me ask you something, Savon. You have a retirement where you can actually buy stocks?
Yeah. Yes, with Wells Fargo.
Oh, with Wells Fargo. Mm-hmm. What about, because I have TD. I know you guys talk about TD Ameritrade, but is that a part of it too?
You could set that up in any app. You could set what I have with Wells Fargo, you could set it up with TD Ameritrade as well. You can control your own 401k, and that's basically what I have, with Wells Fargo. I control it. No different than when you work for a company and they taking money out of your check to invest in your future, and you give $50 a month or $100 a month, and they invest it for you. I like the opportunity to invest my own money, because if someone else is investing my $2,000 or my $10,000, let's just say the bank, is investing my money, which they do. You put $1,000 in the bank, I put $1,000. If all of us put $1,000, the bank has our $4,000 investing it. They probably make $100,000 and give us a small percentage of it. So why would I want to let anybody invest my money and not know how much money they made with my money? So
interesting. Let me ask you something, because you know what? I'm happy you brought this up, because I've never, all this time I've been working, I've heard about 401k, but the field that I'm in right now, unfortunately, it's not offered, but I've never really invested. Let me ask you something, Savon. So the 401k, I know it's a stock. Would be the same stock that we're investing in, or do they have like a special type of stock that they invest in?
No, It's basically the same 401k that your company is going to offer you. They don't tell you which stock to invest in. The same way you pick your stock is the same way. So if I go into my Wells Fargo account, the same way I go into my Robinhood, same way I go into anything, I just go and buy my own stock. It's the same way you buy stock. You are in control of your 401k, just the same way your
Wow.
job would be in
I did
charge of.
not know that. That's good to know. So I know when you get paid, they automatically take money out of your account and they normally put it towards your 401k. Is there a way that we can actually do that at your bank? Well, I know you said to Wells Fargo, but like where I am with TD Bank, do you think they might offer it with Ameritrade or not?
They might, and if they don't, I would get a Wells Fargo account because I know they do it for me, and I have it, for 2 years now. So if I were you, and my son have it too, so I got it, and I made sure my son have it. And if any bank that you're with don't have it, go with Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is a big player in the change, the crypto, and just helping you. They're futuristic. So just check out Wells Fargo if your bank don't offer it.
Thank you for sharing that with me because I didn't know. Other than my independent investing in all the stocks that I have and learning about cryptos, I didn't know that I could do that through Wells Fargo. So I'm definitely gonna definitely have a talk with them because that's money I'm missing out on.
Yeah, listen, you have an opportunity now to control your money. I would never let nobody control my money for me if I can learn how to control it myself. Because if I'm paying I'll give an example of this. When I started my company, normally when you start a company, you need a lawyer. You got to pay him. You need someone to write up the paperwork for you because you don't want to mess up on them. You got to pay them. And the list goes on and on and on, how many people you have to pay. So you have all your ducks in a row because you don't know and understand what you need to do. So you hire somebody else to do it. But isn't it better to go home, do your research, know what the lawyer does, know what the other people that you're paying does, and just learn it yourself. You know, it's like a restaurant. My wife is on here and she starts her restaurant. In the beginning, you do everything. Then after that, when money is rolling and you can afford to pay people, then you do it. But you try your best to do it on your own. So I basically started my company on my own. I paid all the fees that I needed to pay. If the fee is $50 and the lawyer did it for me and his fee is $500, that means you charged me $550. But I went and paid $50 only and saved myself $500 that I would have gave to a lawyer to do it for me. That basically what's happening here. I don't want nobody investing my money the way that I can invest my money is better than the way that they're going to do it based off of what I know, because they're going to benefit themselves and not really me. So, in other words, if you give me your money to invest, I'm going to make sure I make most of the profit for myself and you get the leftovers. That's what the banks do, isn't it? Taking your money and they don't have your best interest at heart. It's their best interest at heart. And they invest the money, make $100,000 and give you $10,000. You don't know where your money went. Your your $100 could turn into $100,000 and you wouldn't know because they know something that you don't know. So why don't you learn the very thing that they know? That way you can get that $100,000 that they got, because they know something. That's kind of like how I look at it. And COVID kind of opened up my eyes to think that way. I always used to think that way, but I just didn't know how to approach it. But I approach it in my business that way. So now running my business for years and going through the ups and downs and realize that I saved a lot of money that I not that I would have lost paying other people. And the fact that I use other people's money by owning a nonprofit taught me a lot how not to spend money and how to keep it and use other people's money. And I believe that's what the bank is doing, using other people's money. They're using our money to make money. So whose account is getting stacked? The bank. And the people who they have as the master, the master of whatever, but we can be the masters also. It just takes studying. Um, I give one more example, and I'll see if anybody else have anything. I'm still part of them, but I was part of a merit. Well, I'm part of a marriage now. What am I talking about? Um, man, I used to invest $100 a month. Primerica, sorry. I'm part of Primerica. And before COVID hit, I never paid attention to my Primerica. I just kept putting money every month when I was working. And COVID hit, and I was talking to Ed about, I was like, man, I'm going to have to look at my Primerica account to see what I got in there. I don't want to touch that, but I'm going to have to look. But I never wanted to look. All the years I've been investing in, I'm like, man, I'm not even looking. I'm just going to invest. And I have access to look, but I just didn't want to look because I'm saying to myself, if I look, I'm probably going to want to take some of that. So I don't look. So when COVID hit and we needed some money, I looked. I was disappointed. I took that money so fast. I called Primerica and I said, please send me every dime. And they sent me every dime. As a matter of fact, I think I left a little bit, but I took that money, and that's what's in my retirement account with Wells Fargo. I took that money from Primerica and I invest that bad boy myself. And what they made for me in 3 years, I made that in couple months in my Wells Fargo retirement account. So that's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke for me to let anybody invest my money. It's a joke. But with the opportunity that's happening, it's a joke. I could have, as a matter of fact, if Primerica had my best interest at heart, my advisor would have called me and say, hey, invest in Moderna, or we're going to invest in Moderna for you. It's $30 a share, and we're going to hold this stock till it hits $495. And to this day, if they were doing that, I would have trusted them that they invested my money the right way. But they're not doing that. Are they doing that and telling you that, and they're not telling you what they're investing in, and they're making money with your money? So when I took my money and bought Moderna, I did better than they doing with my money.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yep. Cardi, you trying to say something? I think you're muted. Oh, I thought you were saying something. Anybody else? I enjoy, you've been working for years, so share some experience with us about, putting away. I know you probably got like $1 billion stashed away somewhere from all the years.
Stash away, huh? No.
Yeah.
I'm
No?
I'm learning off your stuff, Dale. I'm feeding off you with the whatever you've been showing me with the what I'm sorry about is that I didn't start before when you was telling me all along.
Yeah.
I wish I'd put some more money down then. Because many time we always talk and he always say, well, I put this aside for you to make sure you're okay if anything happened to me. So this is there and whatever. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, the more you have, the better it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing is promised. I could be gone before him or vice versa. It doesn't matter. But it's good to have a good thing to fall back on when you retire, because what you're getting from the government is not enough
Yeah.
really to live off nowadays. So
Mm-hmm.
I wish I'd started it sooner when you kept telling me about it.
Yeah,
That's
but
my only. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say the good thing is, you're starting before it's too late,
Yeah.
because as much as I know, I also miss opportunities. And I always talk about this. Everything I know now, I knew then, but I'm getting better at what I know now. Basically, what I
Mm-hmm.
did was spill the milk and cleaned it up and not spilling the milk as much anymore. So
Right.
basically how I spilled the milk was we have the Airbnb in Jamaica, and there's quite a few stocks that I bought at $1, and they went to 40, 50, and 60 and 70 and then $100 from $1.
Yeah.
And just imagine if I was able to take that Airbnb money. Well, I did the first year, but imagine I
Mm-hmm.
was able to. We still had a couple, and a couple people stayed through COVID, that lived in Jamaica. They weren't traveling; they were there, so they took advantage of, getting away from their home, and they still used our home as a place to go,
Right.
and so we still had a little bit of money coming in, but it was going back into the, paying for the home and, things like that. And I wish I was able to have, my unemployment at the time and any money that's coming through. I wish I didn't have to give it to someone else,
Mm-hmm.
whether you're paying mortgage, rent, or whatever you're paying. I wish I didn't have to give it to someone else, because if I would have said, I'm not giving it to someone else, and what I know now that I knew then, if I would have put all of that in Moderna, I would be rich today.
Yeah.
Even though I'm heading that way, I would be rich already, and over and 100 times over. Because for me to have stocks that go from $1 to $40, from $1 to $40 is life changing, even if you only put 3,000 shares. It's still life
Yeah.
changing based off of where those stocks went from $1 to 60, $70. That's life changing. When you start having a number of stocks where you can make $15,000 each stock, you know, as a poor person or middle class person, it's hard for a lot of people to even find $5,000 to fix up something in your house. You may have to use your credit card to do that and pay it back.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, when you are investing in stocks that's $1 and they go to 40, 50, and $60, and you have 3,000 shares turning it into $50,000 for just one stock, that's a no-brainer. And my stocks are doing that. The difference is I don't have 3,000 and 2,000 shares at that time.
Right.
But now I see the same thing, the same opportunity happening all over again, but you still say to yourself, man, I missed out. But I didn't miss, I miss out, but I didn't miss out. What I mean by that,
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have had a $50,000 stock instead of a $10,000 stock. I wish I would have had a $100,000 stock instead of because of the shares, instead of a $5,000 stock. I wish I had a $200,000 Moderna instead of a $10,000 Moderna. And the list goes on and on and on, because you know how much you could have put in. And if you did, you would have been rich today. Based off of the numbers that I wanted to have for Moderna, which I easily could have, I would have had $750,000 in Moderna, just based off of what I project and the number of shares that I wanted. I would have had 50,000 or 750,000
Mm-hmm.
just from one stock if I had got that number that I wanted to hit. So what am I doing now? BBKCF, the SANP. I have 336,000 shares. I'm not missing out no more. But what's done is done, and what's to come you don't really know.
Right.
But it's the same thing all over. And again, it didn't happen yet, but I'm a firm believer that it will happen. But when it happened already, you still feel like you missed out. And even when you're all the way in now, you're still sitting there, like Anna says, you have patience, but then you're just saying, man, I can't wait for this thing to do what the dollar stock did and went to $50. And I know it's going to happen, but you still kick yourself in the foot because you know you could have been there already.
Right.
So the opportunity, I say that to say this, that the opportunity is still there, Auntie Joy. It's still there, so do what you can still right now. And the no-brainer
Yeah.
thing, crypto is basically a no-brainer. I see it every day. And if I don't see it every day, I see it every 2 months. I see it every week. I see it every 2 weeks. It just depends on which cryptocurrency. You have to just do your research. For instance, a cryptocurrency called Solana. I had that at $28. Today, when everything started moving just recently, Solana, Solana, Solana went from $28 really quickly to now $142 last time I checked,
Wow.
from $28.
Solana.
Yeah,
And Solana is on
it's on. It's you can find it on Uphold. I'm not sure if it's in Coinbase, but I have it on Uphold.
Uphold. Okay.
Yeah, and Voyager. So yeah, I mean that's life changing. These
Mhm.
opportunities are life changing. Even Cardano is life changing because I'm getting a number of shares. I mean, well, these cryptos aren't shares, they're coins. So I'm getting a lot of coins, but the difference is they didn't move from $1 to $40. You know, a lot of cryptos, some of them don't move like that. And I didn't know Solana was gonna go from $28 to 141, but I bought a few Solana and I'm 200 and something dollars for investing $30, you know. So well, $55 is what I invested basically. It turned into two something. But bought, imagine if I put $3,000 in that or $4,000, and it's going from 30, 28, $30 to 141. That's a huge jump, you know.
Mhm.
So the opportunities there is just a matter of putting in a lot more, and being willing to risk it, to be patient and make a lot. Firm believer in Ethereum. So for anyone who can afford 100 or 200 Ethereum, you're good to go. Because I'm a firm believer that it's really gonna do numbers. Just imagine if you had 200 Bitcoin. I'm sure some houses will be paid off in full. Yep. So those opportunities is out there with crypto right now. You just got to call it. There's one called XRP. I don't know, man. XRP right now, last time I checked it passed 130. I bought that thing at 20 cents. That thing is only a dollar 32 last time I checked. And just imagine, I made $1.10 each coin. I got over 6,000 coins. So that's like having Bitcoin from when Bitcoin was 20 cents. If XRP decides to really take off and do something, that's like having 6,000 plus um um Bitcoins. That's crazy. So they said XRP could be life changing. So that's been my number one investment. No matter what, it's just a matter of it's taking a long time. There goes that patience, Anna. Don't sell it. You have XRP, Anna?
No, I'm listening. Where can I get XRP to buy?
Uphold.
Uphold?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I need to download that because I don't have that one. I have Coinbase, Crypto.com, Robinhood, and what's the other one that I have? But I don't have Uphold. Can I get it in the Play Store?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
But
XRP.
you know what? I'm gonna beat you guys. I'm gonna take off my belt and beat you guys. You know why? Because we say the same thing every week almost. We've been
I
preaching Uphold. We've been preaching XRP.
know.
Yeah. Only thing you heard was Ethereum.
Of course I did. I heard it loud and clear.
Wow, you funny. Yep. Anything else, Auntie Joy?
No,
No.
basically. Maybe next time.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
still in
but
vacation mode.
all right. But I know you worked for years, Auntie Joy. You put in your time, but I'm a firm believer. I got my son's 22, Xavier, and my wife got her son. He's what, 9? He's 9. And I'm a firm believer in, sometimes you gotta invent something new. You gotta change with what you see happening. You gotta change with the times, and I would say thanks to Granny, and
It's
thanks to
funny, I was just
seeing,
saying that.
yeah, and
Go
thanks
ahead.
to seeing you guys work so hard. I'll be the first one to tell you, it wasn't fun for me growing up,
Hmm.
coming home from school and not being able to go play with your mama, go play with your
Right.
auntie, go do certain things that,
We had to
you
make the
know,
dough.
yeah, but what I'm saying is like you guys did that and it opened up door for me to change and
Hmm.
say, okay, they're working extremely hard. And it's like I see other people, they like not working so hard, and I'm like, man, I remember when I used to sing and I wanted to make it really bad because I wanted to change, the
Hmm.
life. I wanted to change everybody in the family. I wanted, hey, let me hurry up and get rich so the family would be all right. You know,
Hmm.
I tried to do that, me and Marvin. That was the goal. But it's still the same goal now. It's just I'm smarter now. I'm wiser.
Right.
But in life, the things that you've been through kind of teach you what you need to do. So if I don't have the teaching from helping Granny in the shop, when I didn't want to be in the shop, and she said, hey, stay right here and help me, count the money. Now I understand the value of money. Is like that's what drives me. I want to be able to use money to help as many people as I can help. And all of those things stem from, me seeing all the hard work that everybody put in. But the difference is I don't want to work hard. I want to work smart. But
Smart.
you guys actually worked hard. It's your time. It's what you knew, but nowadays it's like my son is not going to coach the same way that I coached because I coached him. He learned a lot from me. He could use some of my strategies, but he's not doing it the same way that I did it, you know, and I'm proud of him to where I can walk away from my program and say, hey, son, run it and put your print on it. Even though I feel like telling him do it this way, I'm like, you know what? I have to let him evolve in his
Right.
own man, because it's a new time we're living in. We have to make sure that they learn from us and that they evolve into their own, and I learned that from you guys, to be able to say, even me being here now with my mom, I'm a smart guy. I'm not stupid. I'm smart, because in order to make a change in life, don't go paying nobody else money. Stay right here. One day I might be able to pay
Hmm.
off this house, because of my
Yeah.
dedication. I'm not trying to give no $1,000 a month to nobody. For what?
Amen to
Yeah,
that, Savon. Amen to that.
Oh
Jesus,
yeah.
amen.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
You
true.
know, so that's where I'm at. I stay the course every day. You know, Mom might want to yell at me sometimes, but I'll take it.
That's what we do.
I'll take
But
it.
that's okay. Let namesayers go out there and do their thing. You have a plan, so
Yeah.
that's your plan. So you see us work hard, so now you don't have to work that hard. You work, like you said, you work smart. So
Hmm.
you learn from how we did things, so you do it a different way.
Yeah.
So you watch and see what we were doing and figure out the easier way to do it.
Exactly. Because I mean, think
So
about it. The easier way, like I explained to Anna, I grew up where you let your company invest your money. You put your money in the bank. You go, you draw your money from the bank. If I come and I say, Auntie Joy, I need $100, you go to the bank and you say, Dale, make sure I get my $100 back, and you get it back and you go back and you put it back in the bank. And Xavier comes to me and he said, Dad, I need $100. And I said, listen, son, I'm about to turn this $100 into $100 that you need. You see that same $100 that you need? Let me put it in a stock. Come back for it next week. I just double what we have, you know? double what we have. So the
Yeah.
time of when, you know, we had to put money in the bank because we were working so hard and, you know, we think that was the way, you know, and you invest that way. And it's what we know. It's a way that you're able to, you know, save money and your company helps you, you know, for your future. But that all went out the door when people started asking more questions and looking more further into the future and say, okay, if I'm this age now and I work this amount of time for a company, by the time inflation hit, is this money that they given me gonna be able to carry me through my whole life? When people start thinking about all of that, it's like money run out, you know?
So
And
how do
then
you
I
feel
see,
about 401k?
huh?
So how do you feel about 401k plans?
No, I mean, 401k plan with a company, unless you Publix, I don't trust no company. I don't trust a lot of companies. There are companies outside of Publix that will have an employee turn into a millionaire while they're working for them. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many companies is gonna make you a millionaire by investing in your 401k, you know,
No,
but
they match it actually, really. So they I don't think they're gonna make you into a millionaire, really. It's
Publix can. Publix
You
can
know
yeah.
what, Savon?
because
Don't
they
mean to
give you
cut you guys off.
because they give you shares.
Don't mean to cut you
Go
guys
ahead.
off, but you're absolutely right. Savon, my dad works with Publix for 35 years, right?
Hmm.
He doesn't need to work.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And this is
And
not even a joke. Like
mhm.
his, and the thing is, they make it only exclusive to the employees. Like I'm his daughter, I can invest. He would have to buy it for me in his name, and I really don't want to do that. But it's so true. Like it's so true. Like he has a lot of money in stock.
Yeah,
That's good.
so instead of them matching your 401k, Auntie Joy, they giving you shares. That's
Shares. That's
yes.
like
So
what Tesla was doing
yes,
when they tried to get my husband to go there, yeah, and
exactly.
with the shares they were offering and stuff. So that's a good
Mhm.
thing. Like, yeah, that's good. I really
Yep.
never pay attention to Publix to know that they do stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you know, as
I
I do
gotta,
fundraising with them, so
yeah,
I'm a firm believer in, you know, I'm a firm believer in if I'm going to work with a organization or a company who's helping me, I want to know what that company is all about. So the
right,
fact
yeah.
that I work with children and I understand what Public's policies are, I understand, you know, what their motives, you know, were, their mission. I understand all of that. So for years, I thank Publix. You know, I will pass a Walmart, like work with Walmart right now, but I don't like Walmart. I'm a Publix guy
Public
because
stuff,
of what they've done. I can go
right.
talk to any Publix manager, any Publix employee, and they talk to you well. If you go into Publix as a disgruntled customer, you walk out there feeling stupid because
Feeling,
it's like Publix, you angry, you throw the milk on the floor, they just wipe it up and tell you to
hmm
leave the store, or just probably call the cops and say leave. You know, I'm just saying, it's like I don't see too many of those workers, managers, or anyone just get bent out of shape with employees. I mean, with customers.
hmm
You know, I think they treat customers, you can go in there, rant all you want, and they'll let you rant and just walk out the door ranting. They're not gonna worry about you
yeah.
know. So I think they treat people right, or they try their best to do so. And they're private, so they're not a public traded company. Like Anna just said, you know, they're family
My
oriented.
phone gonna go down.
They're family
Yeah,
oriented, you know. So like she said, they take care of the families of the person
okay,
working.
get it. Yeah.
Yep. So instead of just investing in your 401k with your company and they matching it, they're giving you shares, like you say, what Tesla wanted to offer Sam.
hmm That's good.
Yep. So That's what I have with my 401k. I'm able to get shares. And the only thing I don't have, Wells Fargo not matching nothing because I don't work for them. But my
I used to work
stocks
for
is
Wells
enough.
Fargo.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, when I was in California, I worked for Wells Fargo for a little bit.
Very nice. Well, they offer shares too.
They do, yeah.
Yep. See how much I know?
Yeah, I worked for them for a little.
Yeah. Yep, they offer shares, but not for workers, not for me, because yeah. I don't work.
Yeah. I'm trying to plug up my phone. My phone is going down.
Well, we're not staying. I'm gonna get off,
Mm-hmm.
call it a night.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh, so
Scardia
you're
said
getting
her
ready to
phone
go.
is dying too, so she
Mine
went to go
too.
charge it.
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, my phone is dying.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're gonna get off now. Nobody have anything? Carter, you have anything to say before I get off?
Tonight, is a good vibe. Get to learn a little bit more,
Yeah.
a little bit outside of crypto and coins. You get to learn about future investment, and the difference between saving in a bank and saving on your own by partaking involved in stocks or coins. So learn that today. Been learning, but I mean it's a different vibe today. Transition into something else. So and Anna was really speaking out, and what she achieved over the last week or month ago. So it's good.
Yes,
Mhm.
definitely. Yep, Anna, thank you for tonight. You really step up tonight and unmuted your mic.
Thank you. It's called wine covered cock. What do you call it? Wine liquor courage? No, but it
One,
really was fun because I'm really excited about crypto. So I just wanted to share it with everyone, you know.
Yeah,
one
no
step at a
problem.
time.
Yeah. Yep. So everyone just do your investing and take advantage of the opportunity that that's there for us now, and have yourselves a good night. And I'm going to go sleep, enjoy my Monday, and be back into my hardworking self on Tuesday. And
Yeah.
Auntie, thank you for visiting. You got one more day, 1.5 or
One
whatever.
more day. I don't want to go.
Don't
Hey,
go, Auntie. Don't go.
I know. One more day.
hey,
It was fun
listen.
though. We had a good time.
The food I get to taste some food again. Been a long time.
Oh man.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yep. The
That.
barbecue
You
chicken
hear that,
is and
Sam?
stuff is in there and stuff.
Bill said he haven't tasted food in a long time, so it was good.
Yep, yeah,
He said,
definitely.
okay.
We're gonna
No,
be
he ain't
eating
saying
that.
much.
Yeah, gonna be eating that till what is it? He made it when? When did he make that? Saturday? He made the food Saturday. What was Saturday? Saturday. He
Huh?
made it. I was saying Sam made the food. Sam food is so good when he makes his food. He put everything in it. I'm
I don't
saying he
know.
made it Saturday. I'm gonna be eating it for 2 years. No expiration date.
Nope. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I couldn't hear.
No, I said he made it Saturday. I'm gonna be eating it for 2 years. No expiration date.
No expression. That's what he was saying. You can put it in the freezer.
Yeah,
I'm
stop
Yeah.
telling.
jealous.
I'm gonna treat it like a cup of noodle. You can save it for years.
I'm jealous.
Don't worry, Cardia. Soon. Soon.
Mhm.
All right. Good night, guys.
All right, good night.
Good night,
Bye.
guys. Have a happy Labor Day.
You
You too.
too.
Hey,
Good night,
Okay,
guys.
my
I'm having a
barbecue's ready.
lockdown, so no special day. There's a lockdown.
Sorry, girl.
Yeah.
I'll take a drink for you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Don't worry, girl. I'll send you a drink.
I'm thirsty.
All right. Good night, guys. Have a happy
Good
Labor Day.
night.
All right, have a
Good
good
night,
day.
guys.
Bye.
All right. Bye bye.
All right.